Suddenly I am here. That didn't come out right. Suddenly I am here. As we start yet another paint-along. La, da, 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 da. How you doing, folks? Anybody out there? Hello? Hello? Back once again. Gonna work on my Flames of War. Do some Flames of War stuff today. And we'll go from there. Oh, man. Oh, it's roasting here. It's roasting and I love it. It's beautiful. Roast me. Clyde. Clyde. Where have you been, Clyde? We haven't seen you for days. Please tell us of your journeys and travels. What have you been up to, my friend? You don't have to believe me. You don't have to. I give you free choice. Such is the power I possess. Oh my, the coffee's particularly good today. A little sweet. But that'll work for me. How you been, Clyde? Another happy day is upon us. First thing I gotta do is make sure this has got some juice in it. Sitting on a higher stool, so I'm a little bit raised. You might notice that. A slightly different view in the distance there. Oh. I'm going to reach down farther to get my charger wire here. Let's plug this in. I should have done this before. It's okay. Usually only goes down 1 pip out of 4 in a session, so it's not a big deal, but we want it as bright as possible. Let's see, I gotta keep track of the time here so I could take care of my potatoes. Or potato, singular. I got bacon away in there. 30 minutes, I gotta go check on it and give it a little butter and salt. Yeah. Gonna have some baked potato tonight. Let's see. Did a lot of testing and taking care of stuff today. Finally. Been having trouble with the streams the past week. I know what it is. I'm back using my NVIDIA. Card, so yeah. For some reason it wasn't using it. I always use that. Let me actually check the stream. Now that I got the cameras rolling and everything, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, now we're where we need to be. CPU usage 6% or less. Frames missed from rendering lag is minimal. Very, very minimal. It should be at 0. It's not having any major effect. Encoding lag, rendering lag, no big deal. Of course the internet is fine. So yeah, it looks pretty good. As long as YouTube plays along with me. If that was an issue the past couple of days, which it might have been, I don't know, it seems to be tops. So, yeah. Fingers crossed. A little ambient noise behind me here with the fan, so you have to pardon me. You don't have to. You have free will. It would be nice. Right, Clyde? Clyde is still there. Maybe he did a drive-by. Little drive-by, Clyde? Little drive-by. Hello? Knock on the door and run. Oops, I was gum flapping there. Good thing I looked down here. I was muted. Baby waking up again? Ugh, yes, that can be an issue. I understand, Client. All is well. Take care of that. Take care of the screaming baby. That's a disaster. Dented helmet makes his arrival. How you doing, Dented helmet? Just tuned in. Everything looks and sounds great. Thanks, Dented helmet. That's good to know. Voice should be back now. I hope it is. That fan feels kind of pretty good today. Boy, is it hot. 88 degrees Fahrenheit here today. Not bad, really. I like it. I prefer it. Give me the heat. The humidity's a bugger, but yeah, I'll take that anyway. Is this guy an American guy or a German? I can't tell. I have to get the old goggles there and take a close look. We'll get started on our paint along today. If you guys are painting with me, let me know what you're painting or working on. I hope you got something. If you don't, it's okay. I'll chit-chat away here. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we won't. Doesn't really matter. Had a good conversation yesterday in our chat with Neil, my longtime friend. I hope we see him again soon. Maybe even today. Dented Helmet says, great. Loved your vids on the Felt Terrain series. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. One of my favorites. One of my favorites, too. That was fantastic. I still got all that terrain. I'm still going to make some more. All those fields and the roads. It's such a simple way of doing it, right? And I remember when I was thinking about, oh, what am I going to do? Am I going to make them out of card and hard bases and stuff? I always like the idea of being able to have the terrain lay over hills and you get that realistic contouring going on, elevation on the tabletop. So yeah, the cloth or felt, man, works great. Surprised nobody else has been talking about that. I know people have been doing it, but yeah, I dove into that. That's the route I took, and it works great. Did you make your own pieces? I'm sure you did. Good point. Easily stored away. Yeah, it is. Throw it in the drawer. You can't just wrinkle it up though. It will leave little creases. At least mine would. Do have to watch that. That's okay. I got it sitting on the table now, doing a little Flames of War desert action. Yeah, I'm using a couple of them for my Oasis type things. Followed your tutorials. Well, that's great, man. Thanks. I don't do many of those. But that was worthwhile. That was worth doing. Because I don't know anybody else that did that. And I know people do, but nobody else made a video on it. It's just like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to make a video on this. Nobody else is doing that. It's freaking easy. It looks great. Solves a lot of hard work doing it otherwise. That's an old video too. Gripes. I made one on that, and I made one on using spackle. There's another thing everybody does, but nobody makes a video on it. I make use of spackle probably more than anything. I do it for my basing. I do it for my terrain, my buildings. I do it for texturing cliff edges. When I do my buildings, I put it for walls and the roof. It's great for the roof because you can take a little knife or a toothpick and actually sculpt the little tile shapes on there, make it look right. It's perfect. Especially in 15 mil. That's another good one. I do that all the time. I'm going to be doing that again, in fact. That's why I'm mentioning it. I got to make some 15 millimeter, a village basically for my Flames of War once again. That'll be fun. Well, glad to have you here, Dented Helmet. Take that, you guys. Dented Helmet has arrived. Added to the inventory. La da 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 da. Thickness felt? Well, it's not thick. I don't know, actually. I'd have to go grab a piece and look. It's not thin. It's not that one type of felt that's like hard and not hard, but stiff. Did you ever see that? It's stiff. I don't use that stiff stuff. It's just the standard felt you buy in rolls at a fabric center, whatever, Michael's or whatever. And it's not really thick. I imagine you want it thinner as opposed to thicker. So it doesn't stick up off the table too much. But yeah, I use it all the time. I use it for my camps, for DBA, or Triumph rather. No. Oh. Coffee's good today. Wow. I took a wire brush to some of it, make brush piles. Well, that's good thinking. I never thought of that. Because it does do that. That would work. There you go. I'll have to try that. Little brush piles. Giant fuzzies. Turn them into brush piles. Maybe seal them with a little spray. Hold their shape, maybe? I don't know. Fuzzies. Oh, wait a minute. I was looking at something here. What is today? Today is Wednesday. All right, Wednesday. Middle of the week. We'll see who joins us today. Grab my goggles. Got my brush here somewhere. One of them. What did I do with it? Did I put it away? I think I did. That's okay. Start from scratch. We're going to need some field gray. Number 830? 83, I think it's 830. Model color range, Vallejo, I think. There's German field gray. Or no, German field green. What is that, gray? It's gray. Field green. I don't know if I need that. That's for the camera. You know, I might have forgot something yesterday. I might have forgot to paint the canteen covers. Yeah, I did. I gotta paint them today. And that I use Vallejo 940 Saddle Brown. It's a nice kind of dull brown. I like its color. Your table looked like Southern France bocage. You really did a great job on the table in the video. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, I did those quite a while ago. Good memories. It's nice when your table actually looks like a landscape, as opposed to a game table, or some people refer to it as a golf course. You know what I mean. I like the real, almost messy looking table with all the foliage and stones and everything laying around. That's always more appealing to me, as I'm sure it is for most of you guys too. It's more like a moving diorama at that point, right? Not too practical, I guess, if you're in a hurry or playing in a tournament, but, you know, I'm never in a rush. Oh, I saw Big Small Worlds here. I don't know what happened to him. Where'd you go, my man? Let me send him a message here. Where are you? I'll let him know. Go on live. Totality. It sounds like a word of the day. I like that word. Totality. Word of the day, folks. Totality. Brought to you by Dented Helmet. So what do you do, Dented Helmet? What do you do? What do you play? What do you collect? What scale? What eras or genres do you play? What do you do? What's going on? What's going on? Do you have a YouTube channel? Because it doesn't look familiar to me. Maybe that's my fault. If you do, I'm going to check it out. Because that's what I do. As we sit here and wait a little bit before we get started with our nonsense. Let's see. Blink. I see nothing, which is okay. .28mm, no channel, everything 100 Years War. Oh, you like my good friend Nick? Nicholas Spiliotopoulos, the medieval wargamer. I think he's on vacation at the moment, back home in Greece. Somewhere, I think he is. He's been posting pictures from the ocean side or the beach side, as he does when he goes back. Good for him. That's good. Anyway, 100 Years War, Baron's War, Kill Team. Okay. Bolt Action, Crisis Protocol are currently my games. Use many rule sets as well. That's a good, nice little variety. I like it. 28mm, favorite scale right there, brother. Except, of course, for Flames of War and a few little armies for Triumph. I'm all 28mm. Crisis Protocol. Isn't it that superhero game? I think Clyde would know about that game. Can't remember. Crisis Protocol. Yeah, it's a good assortment of games. I'm currently working on 40k. My 40k armies. Been playing some 10th edition. Even though I like the old school games. Preferably 5th edition, but I can get into that later. My Flames of War, of course, the World War II genre in general. This project here, as you might know, I was a big fan of Flames of War like a decade ago now, and made a lot of battle reports, videos. It was all my jam. I ended up selling all that stuff, most of it, and I'm essentially starting all over now, which is fine with me. And I love the idea that I get to start over with my projects. And so yeah, I've bought the Hit the Beach starter set, and I'm currently painting that all up. Got all the tanks painted up. Just got to do the decals and seal them, weather them a little bit. I'm working on the infantry right now. So I'm excited to get back into it again. Very much so. And part of my project this time is I'm going to be focusing on Cobra and the Breakout on the West Front. And I'm also going to be doing the Pacific Theater. For a long time I've wanted to do that. That'll be stage 2. But there's more. I'm also going to be doing my favorite scale of 28mm for the very exact same periods, which interest me the most. The D-Day and Breakout and the Pacific Theater, which I'm new to. I'm new to the Pacific Theater. But I'm going to be doing that in 28mm with Chain of Command and Bolt Action, and exploring that level, platoon level, type games with my favorite scale of miniatures. I've already been amassing my models and my STL files for 3D printing, and I'm excited to get to that stage because, man, I've painted so many Germans in 28mm and sold them, and I always wanted to keep them and play some games with them. I never did, but this time I'm going to do that. So yeah, that's where my head is at right now in the hobby. Got a little bit of Triumph, which is Ancients Rules, DBX-esque, DBX style game. I play that with my 15mm. I want to do some 28 with that. But that's just one of my projects. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm focused on currently. And I'm sure there'll be lots more. I try to keep it manageable, right? So we can get things done. I've got some other minor things, some fantasy and some Old West shootout guys I'm working on here and there, things like that too. So, I recently tried out Habit Hack Hobbit. That's the game. Oh, what game is that? I can't remember. I've heard of it. I can't recall. Rules for Gladiator Combat, Chris. Is that, are those the rules by, Flagship Games back in the day, back in the 90s and early 2000s? I think they're out of business now, but I think you can still get the rules. I think it is, because I had those Gladiator rules, and they were awesome. I had a club at the time, and I was building a big Colosseum to have some gladiatorial battles. I never did, but yeah, I really like those rules. I think it's Flagship Games. It's got to be the one. Triple H. It's good to see they're still being played, actually. Christ is a superhero game. Yeah, I think that's Clyde knows about that. I think that's what he does. I think that's where I heard it. And Palmer, I think he does it. If you know Palmer and Rusty, the Musty Boar gamers. I was about to start with Flames of War, but at the time they were kind of doing soft reboot of the game, so I backed off. 4th edition. Yeah, I'm a big fan of 3rd edition. But to be fair, I haven't really played a lot of 4th. I played maybe 2 battles with 4th edition. It's good, it's a lot smoother, but it's missing some of the detail that I liked, which I won't go into here. I've mentioned it so many times. So I'm gonna be pushing around some 4th edition and give it a good run. My 9-year-old nephew is just getting in the hobby, and he's loving it. I got him playing 40K and Flames of War. He's loving it. And that's his introduction to the hobby. Your Germans were beautifully painted. Thank you very much. Again, to be fair, I didn't paint them all. Some of them I bought off eBay because I'm a cheapskate. Yeah, let somebody else paint them. I'm tired of doing this. So some of the Germans were, and the Americans were, already painted. But I did paint my own too. I painted all my tanks. For sure. Colin Upton, 2001. Let's look this up. I want to see if we're talking about the same game. Let's paste that. Control V. Let's put a little possessive S there. See if I can track this down. "2001 sounds right. I could be wrong though. Yeah, there it is. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Let me share my screen here. Boop, boop. Yeah, that one right there. That's the one I'm talking about. That's probably the one you're talking about. Who's the author there? Does it say? Oh, Skill Creep Miniatures has them. In Wargame Vault. Right there in the bottom corner. I think that says Flagship Games. Right? Is this the one we're talking about? I don't see any others. I think this artwork is from it. Because it did have a fantasy section to it. Optionally, you can play with that. Yeah, I loved this game. I absolutely loved it. And I had a lot of different sets of rules at the time. And this was the best one. And I still think it's one of the better ones. Yep. I sold mine. Like most of my stuff. Alright, folks, give me a second. I gotta go check on my potatoes. My baked potato. I'll be right back. Let me turn up the soundage here a little bit. Why is it so low? Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. It takes me forever to do anything on this thing. Alright, let's put that there. I'll be right back. There we go. Takes me forever to find things here. Alright, that's all taken care of. What time is it? It is 4:38 p.m. on the east coast of the United States of America. 87 degrees, partly sunny. Looks a heck of a lot more sunnier than partly. It's pretty solid sunshine out there. And we'll see who drops in today. It's a little slow starting today. Here's where a bunch of folks are today. That's all good. I don't mind at all. Close this. Yeah. What about you guys? You going to be painting anything today? Or is it just me? What's going on? Take advantage of it. I'm telling you, get things done. It's like magic. Let me think. Is this from my camouflage? Yeah, it is. Wait a minute. I might use this. Where's the one for my camouflage? Oh, I shouldn't be moving these around so much. This one, not that one. The paints are all messed up. Luftwaffe. Manchuria brown here. I marked it. One of these I'm using. Yes, Walter de Katza. Would you like? Need a drink? Huh, mahogany brown. That's something I used to use a lot of. I haven't used it recently for some reason. Oh, yes, I know. Here. Get yourself a drink. Okay, let's use some saddle brown. Stream seems to be back up to where it should be. No problems anywhere. So I must have fixed it today when I tested it out. That's good news. Yeah, that's good news. Let's get something done here. Come on. Oh, I hate these little dropper bottles. Paint some canteens. I can't see. Oh, what's going on here? Why can't I see? A lot of size today. Not a good sign. It's much better. Let's do this. Okay, where is it? Where is it? I think. It's the right color. myself. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's all I had to do. Just those 5 canteens. I'll do these canteens too while I'm at it. Well, I got the paint out. Find them. Fifteens are fun. They could be a lot easier to paint. They could be harder to paint than 28s, depending. I'm glad I don't have to paint mostly 15s anymore, though. I'm not a... It's too frustrating for me. I definitely prefer 28s. Because, well, I love painting. I love the painting side of it. So yeah, I'm going to love 28s. Just a little bit more challenging. This guy's got a full load on his pack here. What's he got there? Looks like he's carrying ammo for the Panzerschreck. I think so. I'm gonna find his canteen. I think that's it right there. Alright, got that done. Here's a little ASMR painting ambience for you. Gotta have that, don't we? Yeah. A wargamer's ambience. Let's go to, I guess, field gray. That'll be the trousers and the jackets. These guys are done, so let me put them back with the others. That's good. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strips done. Now we're going to do this one. Before I go anywhere, though, let me look at this one guy. Yes, he's definitely German. He's got camo on his hat, camo on his helmet, I mean. Got 2 of those. Looks like one guy has a smock on. I think. I'm gonna paint it as a smock. It'd be cool looking. Alright. This guy's an officer. Yeah, so let's go to the field gray. Paint those tunics, trousers. clogged bottle. Ay, ay, ay. Take a little bit more of that. Thin it down. It's a little too thin. Whoops. Oopsie. Yeah, I'll put a little bit more paint in there. Whoops. Oh God, what is happening? Now I put too much paint in my little palette here. Can't win. One of those days. Still better than GW pots. I don't have any recent GW pots, but I can believe it. I remember the old GW pots. I still have some of them. They were awesome. They were awesome. My favorite way to have paint contained was back in the early 2000s, late 90s. Reaper Miniatures, based in Texas, had begun their paint range, and I got one of them right here in front of me. And this is the design of the bottle, and they all came with a little bead. They all came with the bead, and it's just an old-fashioned twisty top. This was perfect. You don't lose your paint. You can paint out of the lid. That's pretty much what I did. It was so convenient. You didn't mess about and have paint squirt all over the place. It was perfect. And you don't see this anymore. Everything's these dropper bottles, which I hate them. I hated them when they first came out. They're stupid. I had nothing but problems with them. But yeah, GWs were fairly good, the original ones. Here's the original Citadel Miniatures painting pots. This is what they originally look like, at least back in the late 80s and early 90s. And it was basically just pop it open. Ugh. And you can see it has a little thing on the lid there that will collect the paint. So a lot of people would dip into that to get to the paint. Boy, what color is this? Tin bits. I got a lot of it. And then they updated these to a newer type of design, which were okay, but my paints were always drying out in the lid with those. And then they started doing these plastic things with plastic screw-off and screw-on things, which were horrible. And that's when I stopped buying their stuff. I got one of those old GW ones too. The ones that were all plastic, hard plastic. It was terrible. And I don't have any of the newest ones that you're talking about, though, so I can imagine they're bad, too. I don't know. Ironwood metals. Still use those pots. Yeah. Still better than GW pots. I have a bunch of those. Ironwood metals. Not sure I've seen those. Doesn't Foundry do their own paints, and aren't those old pots that I just showed you there? I don't have any Foundry paints. They're connected to GW, at least back in the day they were. Brian Ansell. Boy, whatever that paint was. Tin bits. Nasty. Kind of spilt on my hands. It stinks. Must be a metallic. Tin bits, yeah. I think I used to use that for rust. Let's see what we can do here. So how long you been in the hobby? Dented helmet? How long you going back now? And what's your history? How'd you get started in it all? It's always something that interests me. Ralpartha. Ralpartha and Iron Crown Enterprises. Ice went defunct. Someone else took over the molds and paint line. Well, you could still get the Ralparthas. Aren't they still around? I know Iron Crown Enterprises is still in business. Maybe they got new owners, but I know they're still around. They still publish their RPGs, and I think Ralpartha still publishes, or not publishes, they do their classic line of miniatures that you can still get. Kind of pricey, but yeah, you can still get them. Yeah, they're online. It's hard to believe. Back in the day. What's going on with this guy's boots? Let's see. What's that? Oh, he's got a grenade tucked in his boot. Ah, that's cool. Excellent. Couldn't tell what that was. Oh, this little grenade in there. This guy's an officer. That's what threw me off. Didn't expect that. A second here. Hyper focusing on this one guy. I think. Set a boot. 40 years in the hobby, roughly. Sounds like me. '56 RPGs, D&D since the white box. Well, you got me beat there. You're doing the OD&D stuff. I never got into that. I started with red box in '81. I had the Moldvay version as well when it came out in '83. But no, the Menser. I started with the Moldvay version, the original red box, which came out in '81. That was my first exposure to Dungeons and Dragons and role playing, and I almost lost my mind. So yeah, that's when my RPG hobby took off. But before that, I was playing miniatures war games with games like Tricolor, Chain Mail. Yeah. So yeah, that's going back. Since the white box painting miniatures before it was a thing, old days with actual hobby shops. Yeah. Remember those? Remember the hobby shops? There's still some around. Usually full of GW stuff or Magic the Gathering card games and stuff, though. It's a little different. I actually got paint all over this too. When that really came out. Or waste. But I never got into the white box. I had the, like I said, I had Chain Mail. I actually played that frickin' thing with my plastic toy knights. But I played, I had the Swords and Spells rules for miniatures fantasy battles, which were basically part of the lineup for the OD&D, I guess. That was one of the extra books, besides Chain Mail and then all the other white books that you can get. But I never played them. I just had the Swords and Spells booklet. What happened to the chat here? Did I just erase this? Oh, what happened? The chat disappeared. Why did it do that? That's the last message I got at 4:09 p.m. It's like an hour ago. Where'd all my chat go? Did I accidentally lose it? Let me go back to YouTube, see, make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, message retracted. Vented helmet. Alright, looks okay. I don't know what happened there. I lost all my chats. Or all my text here, except 3 messages. It was a rough rule set. I moved to red box quickly and merged D&D with AD&D. Oh yeah, AD&D. I had all the AD&D books. I loved them. But I never played AD&D. I just had the books. Tried to figure it out. Because in my mind, they were in fact separate games. I never saw them as like an extension, like a lot of people did, it seems. I guess it makes sense, since it's really, AD&D was never like something that, I mean, it doesn't tell you how to play. It assumes you already know how to play from the OD&D days. But I don't know. I couldn't figure that stuff out, but it was brilliant. I loved it. Those books were magical to me. And the artwork. Gary Gygax, his birthday was yesterday, actually, I think. Do you still role play? I do. I role play, I play board games, Hex Encounter, and my miniatures wargaming. In reverse order reflects my interest. If we were my neighbor today, we wouldn't be having a blast. No. Whereabouts are you? Didn't help. You don't have to be specific. Whereabouts are you? I assume you're in the U.S. I could be wrong. I could be. I'm in the Northeast. I'm in Pennsylvania, just outside of Scranton, PA, folks. You guys know that, of course. So I'm on the East Coast, Northeast. Traveled all across the upper states. Lived in California, lived in Massachusetts. Now I'm back home, living in Pennsylvania. Oh, you're in Pennsylvania. Go figure. How do you like that? Booyah! I've been through Pittsburgh many times. Never stayed there, only traveled through, crossing the old river, on my way to California and back. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. So you're in the Northeast too, really. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Scranton's not far at all. Well, it's on the other side of PA. Pittsburgh's like all the way out towards the tip of the west of PA. It's there though. My good friend Squirrel Hermit. A lot of the folks that are in the chat are actually around this region. If you come in regular, you'll pick up on that. My good friend Squirrel Hermit. I don't know if you know him, but he's right on the border. In Palestine, Ohio. You might recognize that name. So he's right on the border of PA, and he works all across Ohio and into Pennsylvania. So he does a lot of traveling. He's gone to Pittsburgh many times for work and travel. Mostly a role player. Do you know the Squirrel Hermit? Or no? Philly for a gaming convention some time ago. Yeah, they still do conventions there. They've got that PAX Unplugged, I think it is. My one friend, she plays in my RPG group online. She's in Connecticut, but she always goes to PAX Unplugged, which is in Philly. She's a role player. Her boyfriend plays 40K. It's the extent of that for miniatures. What is this? Oh, it's his tunic. I've never actually been to PAX East. I've been to Philly many times as well, but never for gaming stuff. I guess in my travels that I'm going to be doing, I probably should. Do you do any of the historical cons down in Lancaster? Historicon and Fallen and Cold Wars. Do you go to them? You're in Pittsburgh. It's quite a haul, but it's right in Lancaster, PA, down by Gettysburg. It's mostly historicals. I don't know if they do anything. I don't know. It's been so long. I don't know if they do anything outside of that. It's mainly in historicals. I don't know. I'm going to be going back there. I'm going to play in some tournaments. Meet some of you guys. Historical. I take it you don't go to much conventions anymore. This guy's got a big pack carrying some Panzerschreck ammo. What was that? Wait a minute, does he have a... No. Yeah, packs. We went every year. I'd like to make it to the Arnicon. Arnicon 3. Arnicon? Never heard of that one. I do local historicals, but enjoy casual kitchen table games most of all. Nothing wrong with that. Arnicon. Arnicon? Let me look that up. Arnicon. Arnicon, Tabletop events, Fellowship of the Ring, Arnicon, Facebook, Arnicon Gaming Convention. That's on Facebook. Do they have a dedicated page? Fellowship of the Thing. I don't know if that's it. Tabletop events. Tabletop events. Conventions. Let me check that out. October 10th through 12th, 2025. Brought to you by the Fellowship of the Thing, Ltd. Creators of the film Secrets of Blackmore. Ah, and the book The Lost Dungeons of Tunnisborg. Dave Arneson. Yeah, I did hear of that. Now that would be a convention worth going to. Where is this thing? I was a big fan of Dave Arneson. Arnicon 3. Oh. Hold on, I can't see the chat. I'm going to read a little bit here. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Oh, jeez, it's in Minnesota. Yikes. Oh, sanctioned by the estate of Dave Arneson. Set in the intimate locale, Arnicon is a gathering honoring the creative genius of Dave Arneson, co-creator of Dungeons & Dragons, and his game group, the Blackmore Bunch. It is a panoply of game experiences featuring miniatures war games, board games, and role-playing games. Come game with the people who were there when role-playing was invented. This is shaping up to be one of the biggest meetings of the original Blackmore Bunch in many years. A celebration of friendships. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's worth going to. Gary Con is the other one. Gen Con has become a joke. But there's Gary Con. And then there's this one. Arnicon. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Arnicon? Arnicon. Maybe that's right. Arnie. It's in Minnesota, though. I've actually never been to Minnesota. Traveled everywhere but. Huh. Yeah, 10 through the 12th. 2 days. Oh, 3 weeks. Dave Arneson's convention, the Gary Con equivalent. There you go. You know what you're talking about. So just read what you said there. Rachel. Somebody slid into the Discord server. Who might that be? That wouldn't be you, would it? I like to know because everybody's got different names and I don't know who they are. Did you just join the Discord server? Dented Helmet? Or was it somebody else? Because all I have is P. Who is P? Who is P? What's the letter P? I have streamer mode on. It doesn't show me names. By the way, there is a link down in the description below if anyone's interested in joining my small and tight Discord server. We're all friends there, really good friends. We keep in touch, we play games. I get all my players for my games over there in the Discord server. Historical miniatures, history topics, all kinds of wargaming and painting, role-playing and board games, Steam gaming. It's all over there. In fact, that's where my guests come from when I bring them into the chats that I do. Over on the Discord server. Everybody's welcome. And that's a fact. Oh, my coffee's gone, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Alright, let me get back to the chat. Joined about 20 minutes ago, so that's you? Alright, well, let me make a note. All I have is the letter P. Who is that? Let me see. Rolls. Put you in the Grognards. There you go. Yeah. Give you a nickname. Dented Helmet. There you go. Now I know who you are. You're all set. Welcome aboard, man. Great having you. Check it out. I got all kinds of little channels in there. Whatever of interest to me. Everybody's friendly. It's all a good little community. Really good people. I think you feel right at home. How you doing? Luke Farrell from Clan Farrell, old drinking mate from back in the day. Isn't that right, Luke Farrell? How you doing, Luke? Yeah, I got my potato cooking. I'll have that after the stream for dinner. Along with some other goodies. Getting a little painting in. It's a little slow going today, though. Having some good conversation here with the Dented Helmet. He just joined the server. Luke, you're in the server, aren't you? Luke. You're in the Discord server, right? Let me go look again. Yeah, you are. You're in there. Not a busy chat today. Only had a few people come in. It's a slow Wednesday. Which is okay with me, man. Do, do, do. You speak of potatoes. And I think of hobbits. Yeah, yes you could. Yeah, hobbits for sure. Habits of Habbiton. Yeah, I love baked potatoes. Eat them all the time. I guess I'm a thorough hobbit. Still working on the Germans, look. I'm working on my 7th strip. There's 5 guys on this one. So I've got a platoon. Of course, I'm not going to base these till I buy some let-go bases. I want to get some proper bases that I like. Not those cheesy plastic ones that annoy me. That's okay. I don't like the plastic bases, and I don't like that they're beveled. I hate that. You go to pick up the base, and it's like you're picking up the figures. You're not actually touching the base. It's so thin around the edges. Yeah, very annoying. I don't like that at all. So this time around, I'm going to use let-go bases for my infantry. Basket. Bread bag, rather. It's not a basket. He's not wearing a basket. What's the matter? What are you talking about? You speak of bread and baskets. How are things, Luke? Everything good? They're still there. I'm getting a lot of people popping in today and disappearing. I'd like to be outside right now, to be honest with you. But I also want to paint. So I'm going to paint. I could go outside later. This guy's going to have a smock. So that's going to be a different color. I'm just painting his trousers in the field gray. which is actually kind of a greenish tinted color. Kind of like a greenish gray, but it's not green gray either. I have a green gray Vallejo somewhere. I don't know where it is. I'm supposed to use that for an alternate color for the bread bag, and also the cord that actually carries the gas mask is that color. Just been ignoring it, actually. I'm not too fussed. Oh. How you doing, Chris, my good friend from Canada? Canada. Let me adjust myself. Luke verifies, yep, he's in Discord. I saw it. Luke says, I've had a good day, thanks. Met a friend who's over from Netherlands. Ah. Who's over from Netherlands, so we wandered around London for the day. Well, that sounds like good fun. Wow. Visit any pubs? Is there a local pubtry? Pubetry? How you doing, Chris? Missed you in the last chat. We had Neil in here. Me and Neil reminiscing, talking a lot about American Civil War, watching videos of the cannons firing off. You know, reenactors, and I guess there's fairs for this too. They have artillery competitions here in the States. And I was watching some of that. Talking about the 100 Years' War and watching videos of that. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Been a slow chat today. Got Dennet Helmet in the house. A good conversation with him earlier while you guys were out sunbathing. Or in the case of Luke, traveling around visiting pubs. Got some visitors today. Understandable. It's all good. Yeah, Neil. He's doing good. He's still having issues health-wise, health-related. But, he's still doing what he does. He's getting along really well. He's working on a nice little house, terrain piece, or building that he made. The base for it. Showing off all his projects, his American Civil War stuff. A couple of pubs, war museums, of course, and gaming stores. Before he went to the gig he'd come over for. Nice. That was good, though. That was good stuff. He wrote a rule set for American Civil War that's published by Osprey. Did he? What would that be? I could think of one. Kind of a skirmish game, wasn't it? American Civil War, Osprey Blue Book series. What are we talking there? What's the title of that? Do you remember that, Chris? I remember something. I could picture the cover of it. I can't remember the title. Huh. I'm sure it's a skirmish game. What would that be? But yeah, I'm going to try and get Neil in here more often. But, you know, his health always keeps him off more likely than not. But yeah, so hopefully we'll see him more often. Don't make me look it up. Come on, you guys. What's the name of that rule set? Osprey Blue Book series. No, I'm assuming it's the Blue Book series. The only other one that isn't Blue Book by Osprey that I can think of is the John Hill one. I think it's 3 volumes. Across a Deadly Field or something. It can't be that one. I visit you. I know who visit you. It's a good set of rules. Hot lead and cold steel. Is that it? Hot lead and cold steel? With hot lead and cold steel. Nailed it. Chris got it. Luke verified. Large battle. Riles. I don't know what that means. Large battles. Yeah. Rebs and Patriots as the skirmish. Could be. Could be. Could be. I could see the cover. I could see the cover. Hot lead and cold steel. Huh. Maybe we'll look it up right now. Let's check this out. Let's check out hot lead and cold steel. Yes, we're going back to Osprey. 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 Nope, wrong one. Publishing. I want publishing, not manufacturing. Publishing. Bloomsbury. Do. This is the US page. All right, let's go to this war game series. Void fight, well, you know. Oh, there it is. This is what I was picturing. With hot lead and cold steel, that's the one. There it is, with hot lead and cold steel. American Civil War wargaming rules. Arthur Vanderster, author. Mark Stacy, illustrator. You can get a paperback for $17.50. This is a bit higher. It must be one of the bigger ones. Is this a bigger book than usual? PDF, $12. Published in 2024. A set of wargaming rules for fighting large battles set during the American Civil War. From the first Battle of Bull Run to Appomattox Courthouse, enter one of the defining conflicts of American history. With shot, shell, and saber, guide the armies of the blue and the gray through the first modern war to determine the fate of a nation. With hot lead and cold steel, mass battle wargame recreating the American Civil War, designed to handle brigade and division level engagements, while providing a balance between ease of play and period detail. With hot lead and cold steel is ideal for new gamers and wargaming veterans. It contains everything players need to raise armies and craft scenarios, whether based upon historical campaigns and orders of battle or those of their own device. I guess it's too new. There's no stuff here yet. Pages, I think. Well, this one actually, I never looked at this at all. I knew about it because I remember the cover, but I don't know. I didn't know anything about this. Maybe I'll check that out. I enjoyed some of the interviews he did when the game came out. Boy, I must have been living under a rock at the time. The rules good? Chris, what do you think? Has anybody actually played them? I'm more of a Guns at Gettysburg, Johnny Reb's second edition kind of guy. I gotta finish painting this before the paint dries. I got a tunic and a pair of trousers. Not tried them. No surprise, there's so many games out there. I think people just buy them to have them. Yeah, I was thinking of Patriots and Loyalists or whatever it was. Not the cover though, I remember the cover. Okay, let me finish this guy's trousers before the paint dries. Read some chat. So start chatting. Chat Rooney. I hope you guys are ready. You're gonna see a lot more of Jesse and Jake joining me here in the Paint-a-thon. I might even do a special stream for when he's with me, or they're with me, co-hosting. Because like I said, one day Jake is going to be the one keeping these chats alive, and I'm no longer able to do so. So far, so good. It's looking like that might be the case. He's only 9. Jake, that is. Just getting into the hobby. Thanks to me. Yeah, you're going to be seeing him a lot more in the coming weeks. So be prepared. Dun, dun, dun. Just one more little sleeve. There we go. Oh, my back. I've been sitting on a higher stool than usual because I've been having trouble standing up after these freaking chats, man. I can't sit for 3 hours straight like this anymore. Cutting the blood off to my freaking legs. Okay, let's take a little break here. Luke says, yeah, play them quite often. Oh, okay, so you know what it's all about. We were going to have a display or participation game at Salute earlier this year, but plans fell away. I really enjoy them. Oh, yeah? What makes them stand out for you? What is it that makes them unique and enjoyable? Is there a particular mechanic? Is there just the simplicity, or what makes them stand out for you? Or is it just good fun? And Chris is off to lunch. It's 5:43 here. He must be on the West Coast. And there's a reason why I'm asking about these rules. Let me see how many people are in the chat here real quick. What do we got? Okay. All right. Don't you guys say anything, okay? This is just with us. Shh. I've had a secret project for quite a while now. Every once in a while I hint about it. Throw out some hints. I don't think anybody catches them though. But it's a secret project. And I won't give it completely away. But I will give away one aspect to it. I'm sure you guys know what I'm going to say. But yeah, the American Civil War is one part of my secret project. One part. The real core of the secret project is an entirely different region, okay? And to some extent, time period. Just a little bit, okay? I won't say no more. But I will give away this part of my secret project, which is the American Civil War. I've been collecting stuff, painting stuff on the side. Shh, don't say anything. American Civil War. This is partly due to my good friend Ian, who passed away in December, whose favorite period was the American Civil War. And I've always avoided the American Civil War because I can't do another gigantic period. I mean, what am I going to do? I can't do this, you know. But it's one of my little side projects that I don't talk about. I don't put on the stream. But you guys are hearing part of it here tonight live. So there you go. It involves Guns at Gettysburg and Johnny Reb's 2nd edition and a few others. If you guys have watched my channel in the past, you know that when I get into something, I'm very passionate about it. My Napoleonics was an example. The World War II stuff I did, another great example. This is going to be along the same lines. All right? So, I won't say any more about it. Okay? So there is the American Civil War to look forward to. Okay? We'll say no more. Moving on. Shh. Don't say nothing, March. I just got here. What are we keeping secret? There you go, March. You're just in time. I've been doing this for years. At least a year and a half. Okay. No, we won't say any more about it. So this part of the stream tells all. But from this point out, we're not going to say anything about it. Done. Okay? Luke says, it's easy to learn, but it's surprisingly tactical. Okay. There's just some slight rules that are new and fit perfectly into the period. The artillery in particular is treated quite originally and so elegantly. Yeah? Would you say it's a tactical game or more of a large battle, abstracted tactics? Would you say it's grand tactical or a tactical game? I would imagine it's grand tactical because it's for large battles, but still, what would you say it is? I'm probably pestering Luke today. He's a little slow to respond. He's probably doing something else. Sorry, Luke. I'm asking all these questions. If you come into my chat, be prepared. I'm going to be pestering you. That's why I get a lot of lurkers. Too busy painting. Can't be bothered. German camouflage beige, World War II range. This is model color range by Vallejo number 821, I believe. The numbers on these things are starting to fade. I use that for the base coat of the camouflage pattern of the Heer troops. Not the SS. Their camouflage might be different, but yeah, this is I forget what it's called, the pattern. But this is the base color I use for that. It's also the color used for their anklets, their ankle wraps, and it can also be a color for the bread bag. So I've got some helmet covers to base with this, and a smock, a little tent that they used to actually wear over them to give them camouflage. Luke says, not as abstract as Twilight of the Emperor, it still plays as a war game, but the tactics are more resolved around timing and revolving regiments to the front. Sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. I'll take a deeper look, I think. See what I think. Another set of rules I'm quite... I never played it. I've played General d'Armée, but its sister game for the American Civil War is known as Pickett's Charge. David Brown, one of my favorite authors for war game rules. Published by Two Fat Lardies. Pickett's Charge is another one I'd like to give a fair shot to. But his other rules set that he wrote was Guns at Gettysburg, which is really detailed, a very tactical game. You could play just a brigade and have a good time with that. Is one of my all-time favorites. But yeah, there's a lot of different sets of rules. It'll be fun exploring those things. You take attrition points for marching at the double, etc. So commitment of reserves has consequences. It's interesting. My friend Tom Dye, the minifig guy, he had a really unique set of rules he was working on, and he's probably still working on them. If you remember, Tom Dye, the guy that was responsible for minifigs, he's actually a good friend. Maybe we'll see him in the chats. But he was talking with us at the time in I think it was a private chat, about his rules that he's been working on for probably decades. And it was for a lot of different eras, but I remember the American Civil War was part of it. And he had some very unique, interesting concepts. I don't know. I think he was play testing it with us. I didn't play, though. I didn't take part in that. But he had something to do. If you know the set of rules called... There's another set of rules which is quite popular. It's called... It uses a clock as the battle progresses. It's for big battles. I can't remember the name of it. I just heard the title of it today. But he had something unique with the timing of how units reacted and acted in the battle. So he had kind of a play on that with kind of a clock mechanism in the game, where you accumulate fatigue and you can only do so much. The orders and command and control was very important to what he was designing. It was very interesting. I wonder if he made any progress on that beast. I looked at Pickett's Charge, but they seemed to constantly have rumors of an updated version. Yeah, it's funny how General Darmé got a second version, but Pickett's Charge didn't get one yet. That's still the original. Altar of Freedom. You got it, Luke. You knew exactly what I was talking about. That clock. Ian was a big fan of Altar of Freedom. Yeah, I've never been a fan of the big battle rules. That's the thing. I mean, that's why I play board games, you know? I mean, a board game, I could play an entire battle and have all the regiments represented. And with a miniatures game, let's face it, that's a dream unless you're abstracting everything away to fit it on the table. Which a lot of rules do when they get doing that. I've always been more interested in the tactical level of a battle. Like Napoleonics, my favorite set of rules is General de Brigade, which is a very tactical, low-level type of game. There's lower than that, I know. We're not talking skirmish games here. Never been a big fan of skirmish games. At least back then. But I always like the tactical games where you're looking at a brigade and a division. And it's the same thing with the American Civil War, for instance. I'm pretty much interested in the same level. So tactical games, that's what I get all excited about. Little Wars TV, great rules for huge battles in 6mm. What do you mean? They're not the ones publishing Altar of Freedom, are they? Little Wars TV, great rules for huge battles in 6mm. Or is that the title? I'm not sure what you mean there. In 6mm. Little Wars TV said Altar of Freedom is great. Is that what you mean? Great for huge battles in 6mm? I am tempted by American Civil War, but I like 28mm, and I don't see a way of doing that, says March. Give me way of doing it that gives me the immersion I want. I'm having trouble reading today for some reason. I am tempted by American Civil War, but I like 28mm, and I don't see a way of doing it that gives me the immersion I want. Unless you're a Krauser, where you could play anything. Kevin. Little Wars TV wrote Altar of Freedom. Oh, they did. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know that. I don't watch Little Wars TV on YouTube. I've never been a fan of theirs. I don't know why. I don't know, just... Immersion. I could get immersed pretty deep. 28mm. Divisional level games, man. I could get totally immersed in that. I'm not a fan either, to be honest. Little Wars? I think the thing with me, I have a thing. Okay, stand back, everybody, or take a seat. I have a thing. And you've heard me rant about this before, but I have a thing about channels that are a bit more professional and commercialized. And I always viewed them, and they're successful at what they do, and that's great. You know, they're just a bunch of gamers. They do a great job. It's fantastic. The community should be grateful for them. I just don't get into that style of videos. The professional quality stuff. I really don't. I don't know why. I like this wholesome, real, down-to-earth kind of thing, and it reflects in my streams, as you can see. I'm a character, as some would say. So I tend to go that route and watch videos of that sort. I just never been a fan of them. I might have watched 2 videos from them, if even that. I said, I can't do this. It's too much. But that's me. You might have a different reason. I'm an odd one. Eccentric, some would also say. Lockdown got me watching lots of channels. So new minis bought and painted during that summer. I'm a big 6mm fan, but each to their own. Your videos, says Dented Helmet, your videos come from the heart, not the pocketbook. Yeah, I appreciate that. They're legit. They're real. This is my hobby. This is me playing the frickin' game. Pardon the French. I'm getting wild here tonight. And that's good enough. You know. I mean, have good audio and make it look nice and a nice intro. But, you know, that's all. That's just for the viewing pleasure, really. Not to make it commercialized and sponsored by, you know, all that's nonsense. Yeah. There was a time in my YouTube career that I did take it serious. So I did actually go down that route at one stage. And some videos you might see, if you go back years ago, you'll see, wow, that was a bit more professional. Oh, look at that. Very similar content to what bigger channels do too. Yeah, I did for a brief period do that. And I got a lot of subscribers from it. But then I said, you know what? This is too much. This is really too much. I don't want to do this as a job. This is too much work. Editing is tough. And I don't know, it just wasn't my style, I guess. I don't know. I see it more like a vlog, you know, if anything. Your passion for the hobby is noticeable. Thanks, Dented Helmet. There you go. Speaking the truth right there. Bada bing, bada boom. That's the way it should be for all of us, right? Those are the best channels. March says, I like the small channels myself. Just someone rifling on what they like. Mm-hmm. Luke says, dented Helmet. He's after points boosts. I know he is. He's really working it. Is he number one? Let me go look. Who is the number one chatter fan tonight? Dented Helmet. You're right. You better hurry up. March, you lost your crown. Luke, you're not even rated yet, are you? Let's go click the top fans there and see what people said. Ah. Chris has 75 and is number 2. Number 3, 4, and 5 all have 75 points. That's Chris, Everybody's tied for second place, actually, with 75 points. I don't understand that. Chris is number 2. Everybody else is tied for third. YouTube and their silliness. How many points did he have, actually? Let me look. Let's see what he's got. He's got 125. What high can go with them? Oh, how the mighty have fallen. YouTube's tricky. See how they get you chatting? I got a purple crown. I'm number 1, I tell you. Back, all of you, back. Tell you what, we've had some slow chats the past week, but man, these are really good conversations. I am barely getting the tunics and jackets painted on these things in the 3 hours I allot to this. Holy smokes. And that's okay, because I'm in no rush. Gotta enjoy the process. If that means good convo it is. I forgot to paint some hats. This guy needs a field gray. He's got a cap. Where is that color? That it? Nope, that's Middlestone. This one. I can enjoy both styles. Well-produced bat rep. And then I'll watch Bill's Wargaming World and enjoy that as much as any other. He's a bloke who's nearing retirement, who plays predominantly in 54 millimeter. So you're talking old school. I don't think I've ever seen his stuff. Bill's Wargaming World, although that does sound familiar. It sounds like my good friend Stephen Smith over there in the UK. You might know him. Do you know him, Luke? His channel? Stephen Smith? He's another really good friend I'd love to bring into the chats with us. He used to be in here all the time. He's good to talk to. But he's done some old school 54 millimeter games outside in the garden. Well, he had his table out in the garden. He didn't play in the garden. Which intrigued me. Gettysburg Toy Soldier Shop. Oh, it's that guy. Ah, yeah, I see him. I think I got him on Facebook too. And I see a lot of his stuff there. I think it's Facebook. That's right. I'll have to check him out. Whoops, I painted his tunic. I wasn't supposed to do that. His tunic is going to be camouflage. Darn it. Let's flood it with some water. Totally got sidetracked there. Let's see if I got a sponge. There we go. No harm. I accidentally painted his smock in field gray, and it's supposed to be like a beige. I don't know what I was thinking. These guys are done. Oh, I was going to paint his hat. That's why I got this paint out. Let me do that before I read. Man. I totally forgot what I was doing. Smaller channels, that's what I like. I like the smaller channels. They tend to be more real. I guess that's what you can call it. Yes. Okay. He designs board war games too, does he? Let me see. Bill's Wargaming World, right? I'm gonna search for that right now. By the way, I ran some tests on YouTube after I worked on some settings. Everything should be perfect. I've had no hiccups at all with disconnects or encoding errors or dropped frames. All that stuff is gone. We're back to where we should have been originally. For whatever reason, it changed my settings a few days ago or a week ago. Probably with an update to OBS. And I didn't know, so that's why there was problems, and it should be all solved. So yeah, I took care of that. Luke, I think you know what I'm talking about. I forgot the name already. Bill's Wargaming World, was it, or something? Let me go back. Bill's Wargaming World. Okay, hold on, let me find that. There it is. I've seen his videos. I've seen his videos. I've watched some of his videos. Subscribe. I'm getting distracted. Donates his YouTube money to small American museums. He also makes board games. Designs war games. Okay. BMG Games, I think. Really? Hey there, Big Small. Wonder where you were. Lots of acronyms floating around today. Great video you put up tonight. I didn't see it. Bill Molinos channel. Is that Bill's Wargaming World? Is that the guy? Because I just subscribed to that one. I've seen his videos before. Never really paid much attention. Glad you liked it, Luke. Big Small Worlds. He's putting out another episode. Is that what we're talking here? Another episode, I believe, of his ongoing campaign. I didn't watch the last one yet. That was, what, a few days ago. Slow down, Big Small. Getting out of control. Picked up a few of his box games from Blue Panther. Printing BMG games. Now I gotta look up BMG games. You got me curious now. Alright, let me go check out BMG games. BMG games. BMG games. Features the vehicle simulation game BMG Drive. Realistic soft body physics engine. Vehicle customization. That's not it. What is it called? Because it's not BMG games. I think the G might stand for games. BM, Bill. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That's his name. Alright, you guys have a link. Put it in the Discord. I can't find it. If he has one, he must. Ay, ay. Luke says he enjoys political intrigue. It builds the background. There's always skullduggery in the shadows. And that's what you get with Big Small Worlds, too. Next video is a prequel to a Big Bat Rep. You know, I saw that one. And then the last two, I guess, I have not seen. So I got to catch up. Because I was left hanging with that one before that. Very curious what the next thing was going to be. Prequel to a Big Bat Rep. That's the next one. Skullduggery. And the right is the right word for those pirates. Shh, don't give it away. He has two channels, one history, one games. Oh, jeez. Alright, it's on YouTube then. Well, let me see. Do I have it open? Alright, I'll find it. Because it'll probably be linked on the other page, which I have. So I'll find it. Two hours, 23 minutes. Alright, I'm going to paint the beige. I'm going to paint the smocks. Great for binge watching, right? There's an idea. Big Small. Maybe you could do this. There's no, you don't really have to, but I think some people would like just to watch a big solid 3-hour chunk of your stuff. Maybe you can go back and take a bunch of the episodes. What would that be, like 2 or 3 episodes per hour? Put a bunch of them, splice them together into one long episode. So I could just continue. That's more work, though. That's me thinking. I say that because I used to do that with some of my long bat reps. I'd have the full version, which would be 3 or 4 hours long. And then I'd have a second version. And I'd have both versions on YouTube, so you can watch either one you wanted. There would be a shorter version. Shorter version that was like an hour or less, 40 minutes, maybe a half an hour. Cut down from, 3 or 4 hours. Or I just break the 3 or 4 hours up into multi-parts. So people prefer shorter things, And some people like to sit there and watch the whole thing. I don't know. That's just me thinking. Oops. Malanu. I wonder how many hours it would be. I wonder how many hours he's put together. Well, what's the number of episodes up to now? If they're all 20 minutes each. I don't know if they're all 20 minutes though. By the way, Big Small, that channel you popped in over on Discord, which I think it was you, right? I think you said it was, because I heard somebody pop in. That channel is actually not public. It's not visible. And I forgot that I made it public to bring Neil in, which was a mistake. I don't know why I did that. It was dumb. I didn't have to do that. Normally what I do is people go to what's called the Green Room channel, and I drag you into it. I would say that's why. No, actually, I did hear you. I was going to say I couldn't hear you because it's not set for that. But I heard something. So I think it worked. It was Big Small. I heard mumbling. Confounded thing, what is this? I was in there. Yeah. I was testing my settings that I put into effect for the stream today. So I finally fixed it. $8 to 40 minutes, usually between 10 and 20. You gotta calculate how many hours you've put into that. I think it would be pretty impressive. You'd have to go through all the episodes. Well, it should show you in your playlist. You just scroll through them, and there they are. 14 minutes and 20 seconds, 20 minutes and 2 seconds. You could just add them up and see, because I think it'd be pretty impressive. Wowzers. Let's do the anklets. Well, I got the paint. Anklets are the same beige color. An officer with boots. We'll keep them black. Let's do some bread bags. And that'll take care of this color. Sorry folks, I've run out of things to talk about. Alright, that's the end of that color. Not much, hard to see the details on here, but they're coming along. Another strip, 5 guys this time. Coming along good. Let's see here. I was just seeing what was going on. Crown of Command Discord has a paint and chat type thing. I was chatting with an American tonight on it. But there are people from all over. Yeah, I know. I see what they do. I watch it. When we first started, that's basically what we used to do. We used to do well, it was literally called the Tabletop Commanders Paint and Chat. And we'd have, at one time, we had like 9 people in the damn thing, and it was just, that didn't work out too well. We'd just host, somebody would host, and we'd just put out the links, either in the community or in the YouTube, so people could join. And that got out of hand, and it got crazy. So we had to start putting some rules down and limit who comes into the damn thing. In the end, it was usually me, Ian, Neil, and a bunch of the old hats, Bill Bashong, who you've seen in the chats here recently. And we'd be all in here painting and chatting, basically like you see on Command and Crown of Command, same kind of thing. Or the Musty Wargamers, originally they were doing the same thing. I've been a guest on there many times. But nowadays, it's pretty much just me, because all the old hats are kind of, I don't know, they've kind of fallen away from YouTube. In some cases, passed away. At least 2 cases. And Dreadlin, we see him occasionally, but his YouTube just isn't his thing anymore. Sadly. A lot of those channels, just people walked away from it. It's just different this day and age. But I've always been here. And I kind of keep it where it's just me, and every once in a while I bring somebody in. So it's a little bit different than I used to do, or the way people are doing it now with the just bring people in and chat and paint. My time is limited, so I can't do it like that anymore anyway. But I do. I occasionally open it up. I'll bring you in here, Big Small Worlds. I'll bring you in at one point. I haven't seen a lot of folks. I'm like, where's ours? Ours, I know you're watching. Come on, man. I haven't seen ours in weeks. He's another big co-host of mine. We all know and love ours. Straight from Warsaw, Poland. What a great guy he is. I love him. And of course, Kat. We all know and love Kat. She brings a different vibe. But I'm good with that. I don't mind. I don't mind. As long as you guys are getting some stuff painted too, that's fine. That's all I care about. I feel like I'm actually doing something besides paint my own stuff. Although I know you guys are a bunch of lurkers too. I know there is. I know. And that's okay. I've got to head off, says Luke. Shattered, so off to bed. Yeah, it's late over there. It's 11:30. Get to bed, my friend. We'll see you again soon. Big Small, you're up too. You'll be drifting off pretty soon, I'm sure. The chat thing is on Discord, not YouTube. I just joined when painting and see if someone else does. Yeah, we got a channel for that. I think we do. Have you been in the one we got here? In Discord? Or did I get rid of it? I got rid of it. I had a painting chat. Folks were using it there for a while. Now it's just the community chat. I'll make a new one if you want to do that. But I don't know. People go in there and occasionally you get somebody to join you. So I don't know if it's worth it. I don't have a lot of people in my server. I like it that way. But if you want, I could put one up here if you want. I've been known to frequent them and do some chats offline. Matt Schreiber, he comes in occasionally. Kyle, I haven't seen Kyle he's busy working, I guess. He hasn't painted at all. I don't know. It's just, maybe it's the time of year. I don't know. No one joined. I'm sorry, man. I feel bad. I didn't see you in there. If I was painting, I would pop in. Yeah, you can do that if you want. I must have took the frickin' channel down. I get so freaking tired. I guess I'm getting old. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 strips done. Yeah, you get to bed too, my friend. With that big floppy hat and feather. Which I absolutely love. Wish I had one. I've tried yours a few times. I have read that. Alright, Big Small, you take care. Toodaloos, I'll be back again tomorrow. And that, my friend, is another big difference with my chatathons. I do these almost every single day. Alright, so there you go. So everybody gets a chance to paint along with Fritz. Me and my nonsense. Usually around the same time, more or less. occasionally earlier, occasionally later. But generally, this is the time I rock and roll. So if you've got the time, get out your brush and paint along with Fritz. I'm done today, though. I'm getting wore out sitting here. I guess it's the heat. I don't know. I got quite a bit done. Not as much as I usually do. That's okay. Really good conversation today. 6:41. This is right at the end. This is usually where folks jump in. I got watch RPG Graham will show up now. Then all of a sudden, Nerds Nerd will pop in there, which is great. But it's always at the tail end. A lot of people people show up in the chat, and I hate to end it so soon. You know, they're just getting there. Good time, Dennet Helmet. Did you get some things painted, or were you just watching in? It's all good with me. I'm just curious how many people are actually painting, getting things done. I know Big Small, he paints along. But I'm always asking him stuff too, so he can't paint as much. I do that. There's Dennet Helmet. What's asking about 100 questions? It's like I said, if you type anything in that chat, I'm going to be conversing. So be ready. And that's why I have a lot of lurkers. Because they know. And that's okay. Watching and learning while painting. There you go. Well, I'm going to be on tomorrow. Have you watched and lurked before? Have you watched my streams? Or is this like the first time? Do you know what I'm talking about? Or is this like, oh, this is cool. This is new. I like this. Lurked. Good. So you know what I'm talking about then. You're not alone. Well, folks, I'm going to call it here because I'm getting tired and I can't sit any longer. I'm not going to be able to stand up. Hi-yi-yi. Missed the Squirrel Hermit again tonight, too. He's working. Darn it. I've been watching your past vids. Binge watching. Really? Awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm hoping you're getting something out of it. That makes me happy and gives me a little motivation. I get a lot of positive feedback. So, it's good. I hope I get to some point, because if you didn't know, maybe you know, I've been kind of out of the hobby of miniatures gaming for a long time because of commission painting for 5 years. I just retired or semi-retired this year. And I feel so good right now because I'm able to work on my own stuff for a change, and it feels great. My stress is gone. It's beautiful. I feel like I'm starting the hobby all over again. I'm really excited. And excuse me. And I'm hoping what I can do is actually, that's why there hasn't been a lot of videos on my channel. But I'm hoping that this will be kind of a lead up to something where I can start building my content again. Bringing my 2 nephews in to it and just start putting out some more bat reps as I paint my stuff because I don't have much. And so it's kind of a build up this year. So it's good timing for you because you'll probably see some new cool stuff coming from me and everybody else as well. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully I can start back with my updates and other things and not just streams. We'll see. That's the goal. But regardless, I appreciate it. I hope you guys get something out of it. I really appreciate it because it motivates me, inspires me. And I hope we do this again tomorrow. So folks, with that, I'm going to call it. We're going to see everybody again very shortly. Oops, I got to change something. My end screen says testing on it. I got to change that. All right, let me change that. Make it a little smaller. Bink. It's not what I had, but that'll be okay. So there we go. Folks, Dennet Helmet, everybody else that joined me, big, small, all you guys, hang in there. And you know why. It's only going to get better. I'll talk to you again.